and welcome to round 10 of the National Mini Bike Road Race Championships here at Wilton Mill in Northamptonshire. I'm Sophie McGinn and let's take a look at some of today's action. So joining me now is Brandon Payne, who's currently sitting second in the junior production class and first in the GP50s. Brandon, tell me what happened in the last round.
Well, it was good. All the pit bikes kept on going in the way, so hopefully next year it'll be good without the pit bikes.
So now you've got a bit of a lead on the GP50 class. How are you hoping to go on today?
Well, I ain't riding it today, but should be good.
Are you still hoping to stay up there in first?
Yeah.
Now, what do you reckon to the circuit today? Obviously, the weather conditions are a bit better than the last round.
Yeah, it's better, but it's a bit bumpy, like the track surface.
Yeah.
So with the tyres, hopefully it's good.
Right, so our first race up on the grid is the Minimoto Junior Production, and I can tell you in race one it was Adam Hargrove, 226, the rider you can see leading the charge now, who took the win from number 19, James Alderson, Brandon Payne taking third. Well, again, it is Hargrove, your race leader, Alderson there, Brandon Payne again there in third position at the moment as they sweep around on our opening lap here at Wilton Mill. And good weather conditions this weekend compared to the previous round. Alan, just tell us, I know we do talk about the bikes a little bit, but what these 4.2 and the junior production, what's the difference with those?
Well, they're both 40cc two-strokes, but same size bikes basically in principle. But both 40cc, the air-cooled ones by its nature are air-cooled, and the production which we're looking at now are water-cooled, which means they can rev a little bit higher.
And great bits of racing they give us as well. And these are the youth classes. We're also going to be seeing the adults on these very similar machines. But at the moment, it is Hargrove, your race leader, Alderson. They're in second place. Brandon Payne in third position. And also, and there goes Alderson making the move into the lead. Hargrove now down into second place. And Brandon Payne also looking like he's trying to have a look down the inside. But we are just showing very quick highlights of this race at the moment. So we're moving along into the race. Alderson, your leader from Hargrove. Brandon Payne dropping back off the pace. So Alderson. Now we're going to be looking at some of these riders in a few other classes as well. So that's one of the beauties, as it looks like Hargrove just makes the move again past Alderson. We're going to see some of these riders that they can enter multiple classes.
Yeah, if they're the right age or what have you. I mean, a lot of the Minimoto riders ride in both the junior production or the 4.2 class, the air-cooled class. Some of them also ride in the junior gearbox class. If they're between 9 and 14, they're eligible to race in that class as well.
So we wait for our leaders to come through. But there it is, Hargrove, your race leader, 226. Alderson there in second place. Brandon Payne dropping back considerably out of our sight. So these two riders really have checked out from the rest of the field, and you can see him already working through some of the back market traffic at the moment. Alderson looking like he's going to try and make a move back around on the outside. Switches to the inside. Hargrove holding that line. Coming towards the closing stages of this one as well. So it looks like there's going to be two wins here today for Hargrove. Unless any changes now, you can see that gap now between himself and Alderson down that straight. So Adam Hargrove, your race leader. James Alderson in second. Brandon Payne in third. Charlie Farrier in fourth. Bethany Dobson in fifth position. And at the checkers it is Adam Hargrove from James Alderson in second. Brandon Payne will take third.
So joining me now is Will Harris, who's currently leading the senior air-cooled. Will, give me a bit of a run-through on the last couple of rounds.
The last couple of rounds have been all right. I mean, it's been wet, it's been dry, it's a bit of everything, but so far I've been pretty consistent, and hopefully if I keep the consistency up, it will end up good.
So have you been out this morning already?
I've been out this morning, yeah. I've almost had a bit of a fall on the brakes, but it's going to be good today.
So you're hoping you can pull a few more championship points this morning?
Oh yeah, for sure I'll pull a few more championship points, but whether or not I actually win it, that's another thing.
Right, a little chat there with Will Howarth, number 96. Now, he won race 1 from number 10, Matt Stainer and Adam Stainer in the Minimoto Senior Air Cord. We're now going to look at highlights from race 2. And it is, again, the number 10 machine, Matt Stainer being the early leader. Will Howarth just dropping down there to 3rd as number 17, Adam Stainer, his brother, just moving into 2nd place. Adrian Arnold there in 4th position behind Howarth, and then Richard Spears on the purple machine. Right behind him in 5th position. The rest of the field streaming through there. But it is number 10, Matt Stainer, Adam Stainer in 2nd, Howarth in 3rd, Arnold in 4th, Spears in 5th, just going through. Now, we've just seen the youth riders out on the Minimoto machines. Just tell us if there's any differences with these adult riders, Alan.
Yeah, not a lot, Paul, there. Basically, they're the same bike, and they don't have quite the same restrictions as the juniors do, which you see within the regs. But basically the same bike, just got a lot larger lads on them.
And they're still going around at a good rate of knots there. As you can see, the number 10 machine, Matt Stainer, absolutely storming away from the field at the moment. Number 30, Adrian Arnold, now has moved up into 2nd place ahead of Adam Stainer. And just there, Richard Spears trying to have a look through on the inside of Howarth, and very close as they went into that corner. You can see how just shifting his body weight there, just slamming the door in front of Richard Spears as they went through. Here comes the rest of the field. We've also got Nick Bennett out there, Rob Petit, John Petit, Scott Hughes, Mark Payne. A couple of brothers out there, so quite a family-orientated sport.
Yeah, right. I mean, you've got the Stainer brothers and the Petit brothers out there. It's good to see the families racing on it.
And it's great racing again as well. Richard Spears.
I wouldn't want to be in the same van on the way back, though, because I think the braking lights might get a bit much.
But I'll just say Richard Spears there making the move. He's got past how Howarth is dropping back slightly, so he's got machine problems. Number 10, Matt Stainer, he's comfortably out front at the moment. Head down up towards us there. Adrian Arnold, he's starting to pull away from the rest of the field as well now. Starting to close that gap down on Matt Stainer. Adam Stainer there in 3rd. Richard Spears in 4th position. Howarth now down into 5th position. And you can see Adrian Arnold, he's starting to really close down on Matt Stainer, number 10 there as they go through. You see the field just coming through. That's number 78, I think it was. I've just quickly glimpsed him down on his machine. But Richard Spears looks like he's making that sweep round the outside. So Richard Spears may have made the move into 3rd. And Adrian Arnold is very, very close now onto that rear wheel of Matt Stainer there. It looks like he's going to try and make a move. We're coming towards the closing stage. There's only probably a couple of laps left in this one. Down onto the finish straight they go, looking over his shoulder. Matt Stainer, we'll see. And look at Adrian Arnold. He's carrying such a lot of momentum there. Just sweeps past him, absolutely effortless there. Really good overtaking manoeuvre there.
Yeah, I think that took Matt by surprise as well.
Certainly was, because he was looking over his shoulder and he just briefly glimpsed him and then just made that move. So Adrian Arnold, your new race leader. Matt Stainer in 2nd position. Richard Spears should still be there in 3rd, just out of our camera shot. Adam Stainer in 4th, and Howarth, there he is, number 96, in 5th position. Are we going to get checkers this time around? It is a checkered flag there for number 30, Adrian Arnold, taking the win from Matt Stainer, number 10 in 2nd. Richard Spears will take 3rd. So away we go with our next race. This is the junior gearbox, and this is certainly one of my favourite classes. Now, you viewers at home will instantly notice a big difference in the machines here, as 119 Charlie Herons just gets the early jump off the grid, but Alderson just going through into lead. Just tell us a little bit about these bikes, Alan, because I say we are looking at quite a bit of a difference from what we've just been watching.
Yeah, well, at the moment the junior gearbox class is kind of a catch-all for the junior classes. You've got two-stroke classes in there, GP50 and GP70. 50cc and 70cc, 2 strokes. Then you've got the junior gearbox class. Now basically the pit bikes, and if you look at Sam Jones there, he's in 3rd at the moment, himself and the rider in front of him, Charlie Herons, are actually basically on the same bike. It's just that Sam's is kitted out with a fairing, rear sets and clip-ons. He just prefers that sort of setup. But they are virtually identical in performance, same wheels, same suspension, everything just different layout and style. But as you'll notice from race 1, Sam Jones won race 1, but he was swapping places with Tom Stevens and Charlie Hearns all the race long. It's very, very close competitive racing.
And it is a class that we've seen grow. It's one of my favourite classes, but we've also seen it grow as you've been going on. And as we're watching now, I mean, you say there's nothing much, but they're having a good battle there now, Charlie Hearns and Sam Jones. But it is growing for you as well in your series.
Yeah, as people are seeing, especially with the coverage you've got going out at the moment, it's looking very, very good for next year. I think we're going to have an awful lot of growth in this class. And also we're looking at the new Bambino smaller class version of this, which will be for the youngsters. I say youngsters, these are youngsters, but younger riders. We put them on a very competitive but cost-effective racing formula.
Excellent. Well, let's rejoin our race action. Charlie Hearns still having that battle for second place there with Sam Jones. James Alderson, he's riding in the GP70 class. They are scoring for separate awards, so Alderson has checked out from the front of the field at the moment. So Charlie Hearns and Sam Jones having their own little private battle there in the Junior Gearbox 140 class. Also looking for 93. Tom Stevens should be sitting there in third in that class. And there he is, just going through ahead of Jake Blackwell, number 4. Alderson just going through the front of his shot there. Hearns just coming through in second place, doing everything he can to keep Sam Jones at bay. Number 4 and 93, Tom Stevens and Blackwell having their own little private battle a little bit further back. We are coming towards the closing stage of this one. Alderson, a rider who's shown some absolutely fantastic displays of rider brilliance this year, looking like he's going to take a comfortable win. Checkers goes out for James Alderson, number 19. That marker just coming through, and in second place it is going to be Charlie Hearns.
Joining me now is Richie Turner, who's currently sitting second with only a 4-point lead difference in the Pit Bike 160s. Rich, tell me what happened last round.
Yeah, I went to Red Lodge, which was a new track for me. Had some good results, rode well, day went well. But I had a good lead in the championship, and I had a DNF the round before, which I lost. I think I had a 30-point lead. Now it's down to, I'm behind by 4 now. So it's just trying to get that back now. Just keep chipping away at it. And
how have you found the circuit this morning? Have you been out already, or?
Yeah, I've been out for. I've double entered, so I've had 2 practices and 1 qualifying for the 160s. I've not had the times yet, but it felt okay. Got a couple of good laps in before you hit any traffic, so should be okay.
Hopefully getting to pull that lead back today then?
Hopefully, yeah, that's right. Yeah, just trying to get a few points on Martin, so it'd be nice.
So our next race up on the line is the Pit Bike 160s. And the big grid here this weekend. I can tell you in race 1 it was Alec Wright taking the win from Martin Cocaine in second place, Scott Larkin in third, Matt Bolsover in fourth. Richie Turner, whose points lead is rapidly diminishing, in about 5th position. So he certainly needs to put it out of the bag for this one. But at the front of the field for 21 it is your race leader, Matt Bolsover. So Matt Bolsover getting a good start as the rest of the field come through. Aaron Lord also out there, Mick Lord, his brother. So a bit of sibling rivalry in this one as well there, Alan.
Well, it was, but I think Mick's engine blew up on the warm-up lap, so not so much rivalry at the moment.
So there we go, and here we go, at the front of the field. Let's have a little look. Looks like Matt Bolsover now under pressure from 44, Alec Wright, Martin Cocaine right there in 3rd position. So the battle really heating up at the front there. Now we've had the Junior Gearbox classes and the Minimoto classes. I'll just keep an eye on this because it's a very exciting race at the moment. Oh, and there we go, Matt Bolsover. It looks like it's going to be out as well. Drama there, and that looks like it. Engine problems there. You can see he's just gone onto the side of the grass, so that's put Alec Wright at the front, the Cocaine there in second. I think Larkin is up there at the moment as well. So Pit Bike 160s, let's just talk about this class.
Yeah, this is one of our stock classes. We have 2 in the Pit Bike classes. We have Pit Bike Stock 140 and this is Stock 160. These are 160cc 4-stroke pit bikes. You can only stop, there's nothing you can do with them. The only thing you can do is change the gearing and the tyres and what have you. Everything else is completely stopped. It creates some very, very close racing, as you can see.
So, I mean, we are seeing all the different classes that we're on. It's very varied at these meetings. So there is a class for everybody, but how can people get involved in this sport if they're watching this at home?
Well, if they've already got a pit bike, it would be in MX format or in Supermoto already. If it's in MX, they can buy the conversion kits, which are just wheels, tyres, handguards, bobbins, crash bobbins on the axles and onto the foot pegs, and also catched underneath. Or they can buy them ready to race from various different manufacturers, including the title sponsors Monster Pro. Mark there is out on one at the moment. They're very, very easy, cheap form of sport to get into and extremely competitive. If you go on the website, www.nmrrc.co.uk, there's everything on there you need to know how to get into the sport.
It's very exciting racing as well if you want to get involved, as we're looking at here now, because Alec Wright 44 having a battle with Martin Cockayne. I'm not too sure what happened there, but Martin Cockayne just slung shot round the outside of Alec Wright number 44. Scott Larkin is still there in third position, a little way back. So the momentum from these two, now a couple of back markers there to deal with. You can see Martin Cockayne just looking over his shoulder. And see Alec Wright is still there with him. So Alec Wright in second place. So Scott Larkin in third position, a little way back. Aaron Lord in fourth position. Tom Stevens in fifth position. Ian Norman in sixth. And Richard Bacon in seventh position.
It's worth pointing out here, Mark Cockayne was running with a pretty banged up knee. He had a bit of an accident in... I can't remember his practice of qualifying. Somebody fell off in front of him and he took the avoiding action. Managed to smash his knee quite bad. So he's showing his worth out there. He's struggling fighting somebody like Alec Wright out there with a dodgy knee.
Certainly is, because it's a very heated battle out there at the moment. You can see Alec Wright, they've got a couple of back markers, another back marker in front of them at the moment. Alec Wright looking out, he looks like he's going to use it to his advantage there. Sweeps round the outside. So Alec Wright back into the lead. And I say the injured Martin Cockayne there in second place. There's the two back markers behind them. Scott Larkin, number 8, is your third place rider, a little way back, followed by number 63, Aaron Lord. Tom Stevens in 5th position, Ian Norman in 6th, 7th is number 29, Richard Bacon, 8th position, 19, Marlon Hussain, and 9th position, Paul Ward, number 14, Stan Gill, will be rounding out the top 10. And our leading duo just go through. 44, Alec Wright, Martin Cockayne there in second. Still a couple of laps left in this one yet, so Martin Cockayne still possibly able to make a bit of a comeback at him. We'll have to wait and see. So Alec Wright, your race leader, Martin Cockayne there in second, and he's very tight with the points really for Martin Cockayne in this one.
Yeah, it is. I think there's him and Richie Turner are very, very close at the top of the championship. I mean, Alex only just started riding in the championship. You can see that he's a class rider. There's no two ways about it. To come and be able to compete at this sort of level, and looks like he's going to take his second win of the weekend in 160s. Is no mean feat, not in this field. It's pretty competitive.
Here he comes, Alec Wright, showing great style there as he comes through. Really got that knee right down on the floor, really leaning that bike over. So 44, Alec Wright, your race leader, Martin Cockayne in second, Scott Larkin in third, Aaron Lord in fourth. Here they come through, and it is going to be a win for 44, Alec Wright. Martin Cockayne will take second, Scott Larkin will take third, Aaron Lord will take fourth. Okay, so the flag drops and away we go. Now moving on to Minimoto Junior 4.2s. Youth riders. Number 7, it was Casey O'Gorman, winner of race 1. Adam Hartgrove was second. Josh Hire in third. We're now looking at highlights from race 2. Again, it is Casey O'Gorman there in second position, in the lead, sorry. Franco Bourne and Adam Hartgrove. That's Hartgrove there in second place, the distinctive red and white leathers. I think we've got Franco Bourne there in third, Jack Hart, Alex Latham, Eddie O'Shea out there, Ryan Frost, Nathan Drury, Jimmy Lee Park and Finn Smart out there. So there they go, sounding like a...
It's worth pointing out, there's little Max Hardy out there as well. This is his first ever race. Well, obviously he raced in race 1 as well, but first race meeting. And he's got a massive grin on his face. I don't know if you remember, his dad was the cameraman for the morebikes.co.uk feature and we said he was going to enter with his son for the next round. When he's true to his word, he's out there, and little Max has got the hoogiest grin under the helmet. Really good to see him out there.
And another family affair starting out there. Now, you do see this, I mean, because you have got classes for everybody, so any viewers who are watching this out there, especially father and son combos, or even with their daughters, they can all come along and race.
Yeah, there's a lot of parents out there with their sons and daughters race. Personally, I think it's a bit of an excuse. Get the son or daughter in a race. I might as well have a go whilst I'm out there. But that's the whole point of it. We do a family discount thing as well, so that the adult pays full price, but the juniors pay 50%, which is to help them get started, help them get on the route. And there's nothing more bonding than to have sadly we don't have any mothers out there, which would be nice to see. With daughters or sons racing, but. Possibly that's something for the future.
That could be a very interesting van ride home though afterwards if the mum would. So come on mums, the gauntlet has been thrown down. Let's see you all out on the track as we now watch number 7 Casey O'Gorman, your race leader. Hartgrove in 2nd position. I think we're looking for still out a shot at our leading duo. Really have stretched out. I think that's Franco Bourne there in 3rd position. In a very lonely 3rd position as well as they comes through. Jack Hart should be there behind him, Alex Latham. But Casey O'Gorman, one of our very young riders out there, and showing great bits of flourishes of talent there for the future with Casey.
Yeah, Casey's a handy little rider, and there's no two ways about it. He's certainly going to be a face of the future. So is Adam Hartgrove behind him. Well, to be fair, it's very difficult to pick anybody out of this group because they're all showing great signs of talent. And as we said earlier, they're like a swarm of very, very angry wasps when they disappear up the track. But they're all showing great signs of talent and things to come.
And it certainly is, because we watched this class and then obviously the junior gearbox as well. This has got to be a great sign for British motorsport because it's a great breeding ground.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point. People, they can try to learn their racecraft in the non-gearbox bikes, then migrate up to the junior gearbox or the pit bikes, and then go on to future things like super teams and what have you. But it's a great feeding ground for it.
We look at them now and they're scaled down, but the riding positions, they're looking well ahead. The riders at such an early age, they've got it dialed in, haven't they?
Yeah, you can see the only way of getting a bike around the track quickly, which they soon learn, they soon cotton on to, is adopting that style, which you can see looking into the corner, the next corner coming, not the one, particularly the one you're into. We'll see in a moment if we see a corner shot, they're looking round the corner, not at where they are, and just adopting that aggressive style. It's very good to see.
There you go, and it is really entertaining to watch, as I'm sure you viewers are finding at home. Great racing, all these riders are delivering for us. A few of our back markers coming through. Are we going to get a shot of our leaders to come through? At this fabulous Wilton Mill circuit, and it is still number 7 Casey O'Gorman. Hartgrove in 2nd position, trying everything he can to close that down. Obviously Casey will have the bit of a weight advantage at the moment. You can see Adam looking a little bit bigger on the machine. Dwarfing him, yeah. But, as they come through, let's have that shot from one of our static cameras. Here comes Casey O'Gorman, Hartgrove there in 2nd place. These two really have pulled out from Franco Bourne, coming towards the closing stages. He's sitting in 3rd position. Just looking to see if we could get a glimpse of Franco. Oh, Hartgrove very close at the. We are coming towards possibly the checkers this time around. But there goes Casey O'Gorman, back mark between them. Oh, and Casey's got some traffic to deal with. And this just talking about what we were talking about. They really learned to negotiate the traffic at such an early age. I won't pass to you because I think this is going to be the checkers on this one. It is. Casey O'Gorman will take the win. Adam Hartgrove will take 2nd. Franco Bourne will take 3rd.
So we're just going to have a quick wander down the grid of the open class. Let's have a quick word with Mark. Tell me what's been going on this morning.
Not a lot, trying to race.
So how have you found it on the last round?
Not too bad. Thought I was getting quicker, but these lot have got quicker than me, so...
You can pull it out the bag maybe today a little bit?
I doubt it. Probably get over in the first few laps, lot, overtake them, but they'll catch me up.
Good, actually, yeah, better than normal. I finally got under a minute round here, so it's good.
Well, good stuff. Now, how have you found the last couple of rounds, and have you made any changes?
Yes, but stickers.
So some more Den 10 stickers then, right?
Yeah.
So how have you found qualifying this morning?
Good, yeah, going well. I'm picking speed up, beating Stan. That's the important thing.
That's the main thing. How have you found the circuit? Obviously, it's a bit drier than the last couple.
Yeah, it's been good. I've been here a few times now and I never do very well, so I'll just go somewhere else next time. Or give it up.
It'll be all right. Well, good luck for the rest of today. Gary, how's it been going this morning?
Not too bad, not too bad. It's dry, so it should be a good race.
So you managed to pick up some speed this morning?
Yeah, I've, not as quick as I should have gone, but I'm up the sharp end, so we'll see what happens today.
How's it been going for you this morning?
Excellent. Fastest ever time was set around this track and the best qualifying we've had all season, so it's going very well.
Awesome. Feeling pretty confident for today then?
Bit nervous now I'm this far up on the grid, but yeah, hopefully the results will come.
Here he is, the Predator himself. What's been happening?
I don't really know. I've been, don't know.
Have you been out in qualifying this morning?
Yeah, well, in the morning I forgot to get my transponder, so most of the session I was running around with no times, and then I went out and got pole.
Oh, awesome. Good stuff then. So how have you found the circuit? And obviously you're on the bigger bike now.
I like this track. Every Tuesday night there's a practice on here, and we try to get here as many times as we can to get a load of practice in.
Yeah. So what's been happening in qualifying then, Dean?
Well, we've had quite a good run in qualifying, and we had problems with the 140. I seem to have resolved them, and just had a ride around on this, and that's pretty much it. Just a standard session with no dramas.
Our rider's on the grid, and down goes the flag, and away we go. Our rider's storming off there, and literally it is Storm. Number 79, that is your race leader. Dean Brown should be there as well. I'm just looking to see who else we've got there. Good field here this weekend as well. This is also a class we see good grids on.
Yeah, this is the open class for the pit bikes. Means basically if you've got any form of pit bike, you can ride it in this class. It's open to anything up to 200cc 4-stroke or 80cc 2-stroke, as long as it's got 12-inch wheels. We've got a couple of riders there. Storm on the CRF 150, Dean Brown in second in the CRF 150. There was another one out there as well somewhere, I can't see it at the moment. And obviously they have a power advantage, so at the moment they're still running in the open class. You see Ben, and I think that might be James Blackburn behind them. They're both on stock 140s, and you know the CRF 150s aren't getting away from them that fast. Now I've said that, I've realised that Dean Brown has actually stayed on his pit bike. He hasn't gone for the CRF 150, so Storm's clearing off at the front of the CRF 150. It's envisaged that during the winter series and possibly for next year, the CRF 150s will still run in the open class, but they will run for their own points, because you can see they do have a clear advantage.
As I said, they are more what we'd say a fully race developed motocross machine, really, that we're running in super majors.
Yeah, and also about 3 times the price, so obviously that price comes with a performance, which, to be fair, isn't really fair to the other riders around them, so they will still be able to take part, but they will be in different points.
So literally, while Storm is doing a fine display with his number 79 at the front on the 150, the other guys who are on the pit bikes, I mean, we haven't mentioned some of the viewers, how much are we looking at to go racing with some of these bikes? Because it is really accessible. I know we say the whole family can come racing, but you're not looking at mega bucks, are you?
No, if you take the stock classes, stock 140, I mean, Ben Lord there, third place at the moment with the orange helmet, is on a stock 140 bike, so is Dean Brown in second place. They start, I mean, second hand you can pick them up for about 600 quid and convert them for a couple of hundred quid, or you can buy them brand new from anywhere from £1,000 to £1,300, and you can go racing. They're race ready, and as you can see, they're very competitive. The open class, that's for people who want to spend that little bit more and want to put a tuned engine in it, or some of the CRF 150s that want to race in it, but they are far more expensive. But you get the performance for the price you spend.
And you are seeing a perfect example of that, because Ben is actually riding, as you say, a stock 140 machine, just over £1,000 some odd pounds, and then you got a Honda at the front of the field, you're getting close to nearly £5,000. And there's no big gap in it between them there.
No, I mean, on the tracks like Wilton, obviously the CRF 150s do have a clear advantage because they can use that power. But unlike, as we saw at Red Lodge at the round before this in round 9, and it's strengthening some of the smaller circuits, there's no advantage whatsoever, because the little pit bikes, have still got enough power to get them through as long as you've got the rider ability. And as you can see, it's really close back there with Ben, Dean and James all on the stock 140s.
Certainly is, and I think Ben is having a bit of a battle at the moment. I think it's James Blackburn. Is it 130? That's Dean Brown there, and then Blackburn behind him at the moment. So having a cracking little battle there. It's Dean Brown, couldn't see which angle we were looking at now, who we were looking at there. 79 Storm Stacey going through. Your race leader. That's number 76 coming through, is it? I'm lost now. 76 he was, Jay King that was, yes, and Chris Fabian and Martin Pascoe having their own little battle there. There's 36 Dean Brown, Ben Lord behind him, Blackburn behind him in turn, looking for Jordan Concannon as well a little bit further back, having a little battle. Then we should have seen that number 76 machine on the blue machine, blue plastics, number 76 Jay King. But the battle here, Ben Lord is trying everything he can to find a way past Dean Brown, number 36 at the moment. Storm Stacey, number 79, he's got a very comfortable lead out front. So this battle we're watching as here comes Storm coming through. That's a back marker behind him. And then we're looking for a bit of a freight train battle. Ben Lord, Dean Brown and James Blackburn. That's 177. 777 is something, Barry Prue. One of the older generation of the
younger statesman. I thought they called him as a younger statesman. Hello, somebody's off at the top there. I don't know who that is.
To shoot, a couple more back markers coming through. And then no sign of our second, third and fourth. So Storm really has checked out. Big future possibly for Storm as well. He's probably one of our younger riders in this, because it's going to be the checkers. 79 Storm Stacey takes the win. Ben Lord will take second at the end. James Blackburn will take third. Dean Brown drops down to fourth.
So joining me now is Jim Snow, who's currently sitting second in the Minimoto senior production. Jim, give me a bit of a chat about the last round, because I know there was a bit of argy-bargy going on.
Oh yeah, no, last round it wasn't one of my best. It was a bit argy-bargy. It wasn't my strongest performance. I think I was third, but I hold second for most of the race. But you know, we're only little bikes, little track, we're going to bang into each other every now and again. Makes it a bit more exciting, doesn't it? Makes for good TV coverage.
Sure does. So how are you feeling about today? Have you been out this morning already?
Yeah, no, we're not going too bad actually. The bike is quite on its limit, to be honest. Obviously, we're pushing a bit more towards the end of the season, but I am feeling quite confident, to be honest. But you know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see.
So a little chat there with Jim Snow, and that brings us to Minimoto Senior Production Race 1. And that was race 2, sorry. That was Jim Snow briefly at the front of the field there. It looks like we've had a change there. Richard Holmes now, 126. Oh, Joel change again as they come up to our camera position. And this is something that we have seen some great racing in this class, actually, Alan, especially between these three. Nothing much between them.
Yeah, as we've said before, these guys have been around Minimoto racing for quite a while. I mean, they've been doing it for, in some cases, a decade, and they know each other well. It's very, very close racing. I mean, every now and then they touch bars and what have you, but there's no malice there. Not much. But it is really good. It's just a shame there's not that many more in the production class. Hello, what happened there?
We say malice there. All three of them went into the corner there, just out of our camera shot. Richard Spears has come out leader by a country mile, and it was Richard Holmes and Jim Snow. Now, wasn't Jim Snow talking about some argy-bargy from the previous round as well? I'm not too sure what happened there. I'm sure there was nothing there.
I think he got payback. I think Richard Spears went like a bowling ball through the middle of both of them. But yeah. Brilliant racing.
He certainly has, and unfortunately that's now left Richard way out in front, because normally we do look forward to this race because there is some cracking racing between these three. In race 1 it was Richard Spears who took the win, Jim Snow in second, Richard Holmes in third. Well, the other two riders now have remounted. Richard Spears looks like, barring any problems for him, he's going to be going on for a comfortable win. There's Holmes just going through in second, Snow in third. So Will Howarth there, not far behind him. I'm surprised actually Will Howarth wasn't close enough to capitalise on that. Will Howarth still there in fourth position. So there's Jim Snow coming through in third. There's Howarth in fourth. Steve Leggett is in fifth position. And we've had two DNFs, Adrian Arnold and Connor Bolsover. But there's Richard Spears. And every time I watch Richard ride, because he's not a small lad, how he manages to tuck his knees on that bike.
Yeah, you'll notice Jim Snow's been... I didn't notice until the last couple of rounds. Jim Snow adopts the same style as well. I don't know if we've just missed that in the past, but he's popping a wheelie, show off. But yeah, neither of them are little lads, and they both fit on these bikes and tuck in really well with the knees up in between their arms. It seems to work for them.
Certainly does, and here comes Richard. One knee in, one knee out there as he comes down through there. And there is a real fine art to riding these as well, because they are tiny little machines.
You and I aren't never going to fit on one of these, mate. Not a chance in hell.
I think I'm mates with Richard Spears, your race leader, and giving out some good power as well. Richard Spears demonstrating quite well. Still popping the little wheelies out there. He's enjoying himself at the moment now. He's got his comfortable lead.
Yeah, I didn't spot that on the day. Otherwise, he'd be in trouble in race control for popping wheelies. I'll have a word with him at the next round.
He'll probably say he's just finding the power a bit too hard to manage. So Spears coming through and very comfortable. He knows he's on the last lap. Going to be taking the win, just a back marker in front of him. Can't see any problems there. Spears coming down towards us. He's got a very big lead. Richard Holmes in second, Jim Snow in third, Howarth in fourth. Can't see there been any changes at the moment. Our riders are very stretched out. And Richard Spears enjoying this immensely at the moment, waving it at the cameras at every moment he can. Yes, here he comes. So Richard Spears, 463, will take the win. Richard Holmes will take second. Jim Snow will take third. So away we go now. Oh, somebody popping a wheelie there on the line there. This is Pit Bike 140's Group B, race 2. Now our rider that's going to be missing off this one, race 1, 77 Mark Hardy. He'll now be promoted to the A group as we get. So is it just the winner for that class?
Yeah, as you know, if we've got more entries than we've got grid space, like in here we've got something like just under 50 entries on. Whoa, somebody went straight on there, straight on the crowd. There he goes, he's going back, he's good. Yeah, if we've got more entries than we've got grid space, we split them into two groups, Group B and Group A, based on qualifying time. It's a slower group, if you want to call them a slower group, they haven't slower than me. But in Group B, the faster into Group A. If in race 1 you win Group B race, you're automatically, if you so wish, promoted to the back of the A group for the second race. This allows you to score the bigger points.
Or what about the guy who does the grass track in there as well? Does he get...
He's given a contract for lawn mowing today.
So here we are, we're looking at our race at the moment. Now this is race 2 that we're showing you highlights of. So 77 Mark Hardy won race 1, but he will have been moved on to Group A. Jim Snow that we've been chatting with, he's there. Oh, another rider just can't quite make out his number there. It looks like he's got machine problems, but it is Blackwell at Dino Dewey there, we reckon, on the side of the track. But it is Blackwell, your race leader at the moment, number 4. Jim Snow in about 3rd position. Jake Shepherd up there at the minute. Luke Bithell also up there. 14 just going through there. Paul Ward, Henry Mostrom also out there. Lee Aldridge, Andrew Carter. So number 14, Paul Ward, having a bit of a battle there with Jim Snow. Jim Snow trying to find a way around, and just goes through on the inside. So Jim Snow now up into 2nd place, and we'll be chasing after our race leader, Blackwell. Good ride actually there from Paul Ward.
Oh, Wolfman. Yeah, have you seen the wolf on the back of his... We'll try and get an interview with Paul at some stage, because he's quite a character, and I think the viewers will like him, warm to him. He's a nice guy.
He is certainly a wolf in sheep's clothing, because he's put in a real good performance there at the moment, so come down in 3rd position. But it is Blackwell, Jim Snow, just coming through. Just looking for John Millerbank. Now, we had a round a couple of weeks ago, and you had a couple of guests, and now we've already spoke about Mark Hardy, number 77, who's moved up. He enjoyed it so much, he was the photographer, and now he's brought his son along. John Millerbank out there, 8:59, bit of a story with him as well.
Yeah, John Millerbank wrote the story for morebikes.co.uk and Motorcycle Monthly. He loved it. He's gone out and bought his own bike, and he's out there now. And I can tell you, at the end of this, he's got a huge red grin on his face, and he's thoroughly into it. He's big friends with Mark Hardy, the guy who got promoted to the A group. And Mark did well at Red Lodge, and as I said, has come along with his son in the Minimotos here. But John's full of it now, loves it.
It's just showing what an infectious sport it is. Jim Snow, in meanwhile, while we've been chatting, has closed right up on behind Jake Blackwell there. So the gap at the front now, nothing much between those two. 2 bike lengths between Blackwell and Jim Snow. A bit of a gap then. I think we've had a change for 3rd. I think it's 46 Shepherd now may have moved up. And Luke Bithell is also having a battle now with Paul Ward. Oh, and there goes Jim Snow through on to take the lead. So 45, Jim Snow, your new race leader. Blackwell there in second position. She's 46, just going through. Shepherd in third. Get a glimpse of the number. Paul Ward still there in fourth. Bithell right behind him in fifth position. So great bit of battle in there. But Jim Snow, your new race leader. And I'm very surprised about, because Blackwell really did start to check out at the beginning part of this race, and Blackwell coming back at him again. Well, it just caught him that, because you can relax when you're at the front of the field. You kind of just drop into a groove, really.
I've never actually been at the front of the field to find out, to be honest. I'm surprised you have, to be honest.
I don't know how to answer that. Jim Snow and Blackwell having their own private battle. It's fun, because that's how I see them when they come round and lap me.
I was going to say, I found it very relaxing at the rear, but never at the front.
Better be careful how you phrase that. Have you not got a television? Jim Snow and Blackwell coming towards us. Shepherd just going through in third. Oh, Bithell has gone through now as well, so Paul Ward has dropped down a couple of positions. I think Ryan Winkle has also come through, number 93, so Paul Ward has dropped down into sixth position. Jim Snow and Blackwell, this looks like it's going to be the checkers this time around, so Jim Snow will take the win, Blackwell will take second, Jake Shepherd will take third.
So joining me now is Martin Cockayne, who's currently sitting third in the pit bike 140 class. Martin, give me a bit of a talk through what's been happening. Have you had a bit of a mare this morning?
Yeah, just come off. It was a poor unfortunate chap, Tony, came off right in front, but it looks like his engine locked up on him, so he slid out and I had nothing to do apart from hit his bike. So yeah, a bit gutted.
So a few repairs sorted for this morning then?
I've just sorted it now. I've just got a my knee that's hurting now, so hopefully it'll be all right.
So how are you hoping to get on for the rest of the day?
I don't know. It's a tricky one. I don't like the pressure, really. So, I've got 1 point in the 140 class between me and Ben, and in the 160s I think I'm in second, so I've got a lot on my plate. So I would just keep it upright. That's the main thing.
So joining me now is Ben Lord, who's currently leading the pit bike 140s and the pit bike open class. Ben, give me a bit of a rundown on the last round.
Yeah, it went pretty well. Got 4 seconds, so it's all good.
A pretty big points lead this morning now?
I have in the 140s, but the Open's still pretty close.
So, a little chat there with Ben Lord, and that indicates we are now going to be looking at our final race. This is pit bike 140s, Group A. I can tell you in race 1 it was Ben Bailey 28 taking the win from Ben Lord, Dean Brown in third, but here we go, this is race 2. Let's have a look at our order, because definitely see Ben Lord with his fluorescent orange helmet there in second position. Oh, and Ron Ryder just sliding out and doing a little bit of a pirouette there. It looks like he's safely up. Scott Larkin just going through at the front of our screen here, 63 also out there. Some great action shots we're getting this weekend. So Ben Lord it is. And Dean Brown, 36. That's just going through. Ben Lord.
I think it was Richard Holmes-Williams that came off at the beginning there, so he's got a hell of a battle to get back towards the front. So we'd normally expect to see him in at least the top 10 of the A group.
This is such a competitive class. That's going to be a tough job, really, because this class, I mean, we say a lot of these 140 guys are riding the Open, but I mean, all the way through the field, this is competitive.
Yeah. To be fair, I know I've said this before, but to get into the A final now of the Stock 140, you've got to be pretty quick anyhow. There's not a lot of difference. There's probably a second and a half from first place to 17th place on qualifying, which, on a track that's a minute long on average, then that's pretty damn good going. There's some really fast lads out there.
So Ben Bailey controlling the field at the minute. Barry Prue just going through there, 777. Ben Lord there in third. And I think we've got Bolsover, Larkin just going through. But Martin, I thought it was Martin Cockayne's leathers there for a minute. It is Martin Cockayne in about 8th position at the moment. So,
if I remember right, he's got a banged up knee, so I think he was struggling by the end of the day, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what caught me unawares then, because I thought he's just buried in the middle of the pack, unusual for Martin.
I sold him that excuse, by the way.
But Bailey, 28, controlling the race at the moment. Ben Lord there in second position, also looking for 44. Alec Wright, I'm sure if that's him battling away there with Bolsover. James Blackburn should also be out there, number 8, Scott Larkin. Kieran Woolhouse out there, number 96, Jay King, 76, just coming through. There he is on the blue plastics on his machine. Chris Fabian as well, battling away with him, and Martin Cocaine, as we were saying. But third and fourth, Alex Wright and Connor Bolsover having their own little private battle there at the moment. Ben Lord just put all Bolsover looking to find a way through. But Wright just holding the better line.
That's James Blackburn. There's Alex Wright coming through at the back, the number 44.
Jeez, my eyesight's going. I'm going to have to borrow Ralph's glasses in a minute. But looks like Ben Lord. It's about Mark, I was going to say. It would slow dramatically then. So there we go. Ben Lord just going through. Blackburn battling away. And Mark Hardy, number 77. Now this is the rider that we spoke about in the A group, in the B group, and now been moved up into this one. So he's doing well in this one as well. So it just shows you getting some valuable championship points.
Yeah, he's about a third of the way up the grid now. I think he's somewhere in the region of about 13th, 14th, which is not bad, especially it's only his second ever race, so he's doing bloody well.
So here we go, front of the field, Ben Bailey coming through, no problem at all for our race leader. Ben Lord there in second position. Blackburn, I think we've got there in third. Bolsover just going, that's very close as they go into that corner, and drifting very wide as well there onto the rumble strips. But Ben Lord back up over the far side towards our camera, looking over his shoulder. Blackburn, I think we've got there 132 in third. Cracking little battle just going on there. Barely though, he's really starting to pull away from it, looking very comfortable at the front.
Yeah, it looks like Dean Brown was backing it in there. It's Dean Brown coming through, number 36. So that's James Blackburn that's fighting with Connor Bolsover, not Dean.
He certainly is well corrected there, so I'm mixing them up myself there though. So Dean Brown coming through in third. The rest of the field, there's Larkin coming through. He's got Alec right behind him, number 44. But you can see the field getting very stretched out. Now we say the 140s, this really is an entry-level class, isn't it?
Yeah, although it's our biggest grid, but that's primarily to do with the price. The stock 140s pit bikes are very cheap to enter into race. I mean, you pick a bike up for about £1 brand new, or £600 to £700 second hand. Parts are dirt cheap. I mean, you could normally say you could buy a bike, spare tyres, set of wets, wheels, spares for the year, and entry fees for about £2.5 grand, which on 10 rounds is nothing in motorsport.
I mean, well, you couldn't really even go up with a big bike. You wouldn't even do that on a day. So Ben Bailey, your race leader, coming towards us. Ben Lord in second position. Looks like we're going to have checkers this time around. Final corner for Ben Bailey. So powering his way through. So Ben Bailey will take the win. Ben Lord will take second. Alex Wright has moved up to third. Connor Bolsover into fourth. James Blackburn in fifth.
So thanks for joining us for round 10 of the National Mini Bike Road Race Championships here at Wilton Mill. I hope you've enjoyed all of today's action.